Hey, what's going on, guys? Liam from Century Box Cards here. Today we're going to be busting open this pre-release kit and building a sealed pool. I'm going to break down how I would build a sealed pool if I was at a pre-release. Co-worker Cam also did the same. Then at the end of this, we're going to meet up and play our pools versus each other. Anyways, let's bust right into this. Let's see what this promo is first. We got Extinction Event. That's the odd or even kind of Exile Wrath. Neat card. I like the concept of it. Seems pretty sweet. Especially if you build your deck in kind of like a companion style. Or the way you play out your hand, you can kind of build it so that you blow out your opponent and not yourself. Alright, first pack here. The way I like to build a pre-release kit is I like to just open up all the packs, sort by color first, and then kind of go through the color and take a peek from there, see what my strong suit is, see where all my bombs are, that sort of thing. Multicolor. So first rare, we got Offspring's Revenge. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile target red, white, or black creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 1/1 and it gains haste until your next turn. Don't worry, we'll be going through all these piles in just a moment. Our next rare, we have Mythos of Luna. It's one of the kind of hybrid shard kind of instants and sorceries that they have a base effect, but if you pay into the full wedge, you get a bonus. This one is create a token that's a copy of target permanent, though if red and green was spent to cast this spell, instead create a token that's a copy of that permanent, except that token has when this permanent enters the battlefield, if it's a creature, it fights up to one target creature you don't control. Lots of fire prophecies. That's always good. I'll go first. Dual land. Our next rare here, we got Titan's Nest. It's the Sultai one. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. So similar to Search Raz Cancer there. Then it has a second activated ability. Exile a card from your graveyard. Add colorless. Spend this mana only to cast a colorless spell without X in its melody. Sorry, spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X in its mana cost. So essentially it gives spells Delve. Kind of neat one. So we've got 3 more left here. Played a decent chunk of this limited format in Draft, though I haven't done any of Sealed yet. Definitely for playing Draft, I really like the Sultai kind of Mutate deck, and then obviously the Boros Cycling deck is nuts. It's very strong. We got our first kind of comic book style art. These things are absolutely gorgeous. Big fan of them. See what our next rare is. Hunted Nightmare. For 2 black and a colorless, you get a creature nightmare. It's a 4/5. So already it's well statted for its mana cost. It's above average. So it's got Menace. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent puts a death touch counter on any creature they control. So that's kind of the downside of it and why you're getting a overstated creature for the mana cost. Definitely a fan of that card though. It's played out better than I anticipated, especially if you can kind of play around setting up to remove the creature that they get their death touch counter on. Let's see, we got a foil first. Got another game land. Next rare, we have Kahira, the Orphan. I gotta read this thing. Can't read upside down. Kahira, the Orphan Guard. This is one of the hybrid Selesnya companions. The requirement for this one, each creature card in your starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card. Has vigilance, and each other creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast gets +1/+1 and also has vigilance. Big fan of this card, also big fan of opening a companion. That's always fun, especially if you're drafting, kind of pick one, pack one a companion and build your deck around it. Though the sweet thing is, even if you can't get your deck to go around the rule that the companion is giving out, there are oftentimes sweet filler, make the deck regardless. Foil first. Regal Leosar. That thing just looks gorgeous. And we got a rare Shark Typhoon. So 6 mana enchantment in blue, but whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's CMC. But the spell itself also has cycling X, and when you cycle it, create an XX shark where X is the amount of mana you spent. Alright, I'm going to sort this up. I'm going to go through each of the colors first. I'll show you how I build a seal pool. And then after we go through this, we'll also take a peek at that Kahira and see if we could even make it work. So the way that I like to do it, I like to have 3 zones essentially. Cards that stand out in the color, cards that draw me into that color essentially. Cards that always make the cut, good filler, and then cards that I'm not interested in playing at all. Granite Healer, good filler, happy to have it. Any of the 1 mana cycling cards, honestly, I'm really happy to have. And already we have a good chunk of them right here between Valiant Rescuer, Granite Healer. Big fan of this tap guy, kind of Gideon's Lawkeeper type card. So I don't have any amazing standout white cards that make me go just, wow, I really want to be playing this. But what I do like, we opened 3 of the Sabai Sabertooth, which fits perfectly if we want to play Kahira as our companion. Move on to blue. Shark Typhoon, definitely a draw to make me want to play blue. I think this card's an absolute house. It's fine. Early game, it's great. Later on, when you can actually start abusing it for the enchantment itself. Omnis Seas, this card's really impressed me, especially in the fact that I found this format to be pretty grindy, and often you'll be able to proc the ability of drawing 8 or more cards once, if not even twice sometimes. And even later in the game where, oh, it's turn 12, I'm never going to get this to activate. Having the added ability that it cycles, love it. Dreamtail Heron, big fan of this card. Especially if you can put it on just a big dummy, draw a card, kind of jump into the air. Don't have a lot of absolute whammies in blue. We do some good filler, but nothing I'm loving so far. Blood Curdle, premium common, one of the best cards in black. Definitely an incentive for me to play that color. Fine fillers. I don't have to play a lot with Zagoth Mamba, though I think this card is fine. Having the kind of disfigure ability when it mutates, happy to have, but there's a lot of high toughness creatures we've already seen, whether it be the a lot of the turtles in here, the gloom paragons, stuff like that, that it isn't always killing, so I'm not a huge fan. Double Fire Prophecy, really happy to see that in my red. Another one of the premium kind of removal spells similar to Blood Curdle. Obviously not the same in that it can't hit anything, but early on you're really happy to have it. Helps mitigate some flooding as well, being able to draw a card. It kind of has a rummage ability. Cards like Plummet, Naturalized, those kind of effects, I don't mind having one in the main deck, especially in Sealed, where you expect to kind of face a wider array of cards, where players are less limited in their picks, and they're kind of forced to play some of the lower end cards that you might see. So it's kind of good to have a catch-all. Similar to Wilt, happy to play that in my main deck, cycle it later, while also being able to peg a couple of the premium cards. Really happy to see two Humble Naturalists. Been quite impressed with that card, being able to spit out some big dummies really quick. 3 Migratory Greathorns. Definitely opens up the window to playing more than just 2 colors and splashing for some of the bombs we may have. Let's see here. 2 of the flash things that make your flash spells a bit cheaper, can't be countered. Card's fine, but nothing that really impresses me. Titan's Nest and Offspring's Revenge, 2 of my rares that I'm not thrilled to be playing. They're not pulling me into that archetype, that wedge necessarily. They don't make me go, wow, I have to be playing these colors. The Skybonder, fine to play that. Happy with that card. Same with these next few. Got a couple more cat cards that even if I was playing green-white, you can play things like Regal Leosaur because of its mutate ability, as well as, especially with this Kahira, I may kind of lean into trying to build this if possible. We got our duels that we have, some of our mana fixing, the egg, and the Adaptive Shimmerer. First I'm going to try and see what we could do with this Kahira if we wanted to make it our companion.
A few moments later.
So Kahira was our companion. Let's go through the first creature type. We got cats. Let's see all of our cats. Next we have elementals. Don't know how many we have of those. We have the ivy. I think that's about it for those. Then we have Nightmare, Dinosaur, Beasts. Got the Bonehead Lurker, all of the Migratory Greathorns. Opposing Vantasaurs. We still have all of the instants and sorceries we could play. Highlights from green and white that we are losing if we go for the companion route. The Humble Naturalists, Snare Tactician and the Checkpoint Officers, some more of the cycling creatures. We can also splash a color, being that we have some mana fixing, 3 of the Migratory Greathearts to go find some of our off-color basics. I'm going to take a quick peek at Gatherer. I can't remember if the companion ruling on Kahira, if I had, let's see, for example, a cat ape. I know it fits the cat component. I can't remember if I can play it because it's an ape. Actually, Cam's beside me. Do you know the answer on that one? For Kahira.
Can you read me Kahira?
Each creature card in your starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card. Let's take a peek here. We'll gather. Okay, so creature cards in your deck may be a mix of the 5 creature types that Kahira cares about. They may also have additional types as long as each creature card is at least one of those 5. So perfect, we're good. So, if we wanted to move into a red splash, we gain the Ferocious Tigerilla. We gain the 2 Fire Prophecies, which are a big draw, as well as the Flame Spill, just some premium removal, Frenzied Raptor, the Sanctuary Smasher, and the Lava Serpent. So we splash into red. It also makes casting our Leosaurs a tiny bit easier if we don't necessarily want to mutate them right away. I've got black. We have a few Nightmare cards, plus the Blood Curdle. We do get to play our Hunted Nightmare, which is nice. And then blue, I don't think there's any reason to really look at blue. All you really have is the Dreamtail, Heron, maybe a Keep Safe or something like that, but nothing exciting. Let's lay out so far what we have and take a little peek. So Kahira, she'll sit up here just for building. Lead. So this is what we would have in just like kind of the green-white. If we look at black, we get the Blood Curdle, the Void Beckoner, Hunted Nightmare, and the Cavern Whisperer. I'm not really loving it, especially having double costed cards in the pip that we would be splashing for. Let's take a peek at red. Flame Spill, the Fire Prophecies, Ferocious Tigerilla, Lava Serpent, Sanctuary Smasher, our Frenzied Raptor. I don't mind not having a ton of 3 drops to play right away, because we often want to play the Ikoria on 3. Not having a lot of 3 or 5s or 1s really might be a consideration to splash the Extinction event, to only blow out our opponent while keeping our creatures safe. Wouldn't mind doing that. Right now we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 24, including the Extinction event. Let's take a peek again, go through some of our colors and check what we got for mana fixing. We get to play the Scoured Barrens for Extinction. Crystal if we wanted to play it. We are splashing for just Extinction event. I don't hate splashing for just Blood Curdle as well. I'm more inclined to splash in a deck like this because of the 3 Migratory Great Horns. Being able to mutate and go find any basic land kind of acts as a rampant growth. Oh, we also have the Blade Vanish. So let's see. Definitely would play the Leosaurs. Don't want to play the Sabertooths. Play the Raptor to fill some curve. Happy to play all of these. I'm not in love with the Ivy Elemental. I'm gonna cut that one right away. Obviously play both of the Fire Prophecies, play the Flame Spill, play the Lead, play Blood Curdle, Extinction event. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, like the 1-mana cyclers, this to 19. Like the Sanctuary Smashers, kind of a combat trick while also having some top end. Add a couple more things back. Let the Garrison Cat back in. Might want the Ivy Elemental as a fine. I don't mind playing this on 2 when we have the Ikoria, getting it down as a 3-mana 3/3, but not in love with this card. Go through everything again, just double check, see if there's anything I might be overlooking.
1 eternity later.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I want to run about 17-ish lands, especially having some of the 6 drops in our deck. So we want to add 2 more cards. Have 1 more combat trick. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 creatures in our deck. Probably a good idea to add one more. Have this Ivy Elemental that we can play on 3 or 5, or whichever really. Not a huge fan of the card, but... So or would we just play this Blade Banish to kind of deal with any of the big threats that we might come across, but I think we want to kind of get under them. And we should have enough between Extinction, Blood Curdle, etc. A lot of the bigger ones are even CMC, or odd CMC, like Greater Sandworm and stuff, so shouldn't be affecting us with this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we got cats, dinosaur, cat, nightmare beast, 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 dinosaur, elemental. That's it for creatures. We meet all of the requirements for Kahira. Let's take a peek at some mana fixing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 white pips in the deck. 9, 10 if we count the Kahira. Thankfully this can be played off forest though, so I'm going to only count it as 9. So 4.5, 5, 6. We want roughly 6 white sources. We're going to be playing the Scoured Barrens to kind of splash them with black. So then we need about 5 basic plains. We got 2, 4, 5. For mountains, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, same thing. So 4.5, 5, 6 roughly. We also get splashing off the Migratory Greathorn. Put 6 down for now and reevaluate towards the end. Green, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to count this as 6 because we're splashing black. 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6 as well. We got only 2 black, and then the Boneyard Lurker. We are playing Scoured Barrens, so then I think I only need 1 swamp. Let's see what I got here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we gotta trim some of them. We have to play both of these. A lot of early white and some later green. This mutates on 3 though. We can cut one of those mountains. Lots of white sources early on. So we'll keep the 6 total. Cut one of the green because we can play Kahira off white. So we got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. 5 of each basic, Scoured Barrens and Swamp. Might want one more white source. This isn't the prettiest mana base I've built. Always play the Leosaur off just white as well. not in love with this deck, but I do really want to try the Kahira out, so I'm going to give it a whirl. Go over, see if I want to make any other quick changes. I think this is good. We're going to sleeve it up from here. And we'll be back shortly and we'll play cam.